Nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfoWarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit InfoWars.com today or call 888-253-3139. It's hard to do when you're on TV to find a... Yeah! Score! Goal! Goal!
Now, in this segment, we're going to look at evidence that from Florida to California, the American military is training to take on the American public, and that the police are playing martial law. Take a look at this video from Florida, for example. This is a cop who pulled over someone who evidently, if you listen to the conversation, had flipped a bird at this officer.
I'm really getting pulled over by a tank right now.
Yes, sir.
You know, the Supreme Court actually ruled that you're legally allowed to flick off police officers.
Okay.
And between the headlights. I'm getting...
Stand between the headlights
Yes,
where
sir.
I told you
Yes,
to.
sir. Yes, sir.
If I have to ask you again, you will be put in handcuffs and arrested for
sir.
resisting. Extending your arm out the driver's side window of a vehicle and flicking somebody off is an improper hand signal. There are legitimate hand signals to use.
So I'd ask you, what's more offensive? Flipping somebody a bird, exercising your free speech rights, or the cops playing at martial law? And of course, we've had a lot of people sending us information as we asked for you to take pictures of what you're seeing all across the country with these military exercises that are coming in. But there's more to it than that even. We've got the government admitting everywhere that they're working on law enforcement. Look at this article that was on InfoWars.com today. In a cameras everywhere culture, science fiction becomes reality. Now, this was an LA Times article, and they're talking about how we all have cameras, so I guess we're not supposed to worry that the government is watching us 24/7 everywhere we go. We have cameras too. Nevertheless, they start to talk about what the government does, and listen to this admission from the LA Times. Just throw this in as a matter of fact. The U.S. Department of Defense is developing video monitoring technology called Mind's Eye to predict crime before it happens. And they say, yeah, this is kind of like Minority Report. Now stop and think about that. Not only is this pre-crime, but we have the Department of Defense working on a pre-crime scenario. Sounds like NDAA, doesn't it? Detention by the military without being charged by with a crime for an indefinite period of time. That's something we should all be very worried about. But take a look at this picture that we got from another reporter on the street. A citizen reporter sent us these trucks. He says this was in Meridian, Mississippi, near the intersection of Interstate 20 and 59. He says, I followed them to where they were headed south on 59. That's heading towards Hattiesburg, which is home to Camp Shelby, which is listed on the original Jade Helm map. Now, look at the picture closely. Do you see these trucks? Look at the 3% logo on this truck. They're training people to look at the Patriot movement, going right down the script provided by the Southern Poverty Law Center. And of course, there was another admission at the dirty bomb drill in California that we were uninvited to. Evidently now the government is going to set in judgment as to whether or not they like our reporting and not give us access. But of course, citizen journalists showed up anyway. And we got some great clips. We had this clip that showed over the weekend, raw footage of the drills where the military is exercising against civilians. Doesn't look like they're trying to help anybody. Doesn't look like they're trying to respond to a dirty drill. No, they're responding to a crowd yelling racist. And then later on, we have this bombshell video that we've got from CourageSowers.com. We're going to talk to Keith Johnson now. A bombshell video showing the crowd yelling, "I'm a sovereign citizen, I don't have to listen to you." Let's go now to Keith Johnson from CourageSowers.com. Keith Johnson, Courage Sowers, thank you for joining us. Now, tell us why you were there, why that was important for you to go to this drill.
Well, I was there because I live in the Sacramento area, and I knew they were having the drill. And what I needed to do was just to make sure that there was someone there to get some kind of coverage, some kind of footage, because I know that they were only allowing mainstream media.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're not going to get the true story there.
Yes, and you've got some bombshell footage, and we're going to show that. But first, kind of give us an overview of what you saw there at the drill.
Well, it was in the Army National Guard compound. It wasn't actually out in the streets. And I was walking around trying to find a way to get some footage. And there's an apartment complex for retired citizens next door. And their door was open to the yard. And I went in there, and I ended up right next to the place. And I saw them doing their hazmat decontamination drills. And then there was the drills with the National Guard doing the riot control. And they were actually about 20, 30 feet away. So we were able to have great footage of that.
Yeah, you got very good footage. Yeah.
Good.
We had some that was uploaded, some raw footage that people sent to us this weekend, and you could see the crowd control. That was disturbing to see that this was supposedly a terrorist event, but of course they were using it as the military controlling American civilians. But you got very close, and we're going to play that in just a moment. But tell us what else you saw there.
Well, besides that, I saw a lot of wasted money and time. There was a lot of people standing around. There was a taco truck out there. They're eating. It just seemed to me it was a waste of time. And then I just happened to be rolling, the footage. And one of the actors just shouted out, "I am a sovereign citizen. I refuse to recognize you guys."
Yeah.
I think you can hear my voice on there. So that was interesting.
Let's play that footage now, guys. Let's roll that footage.
They're training exactly for what is
going to happen.
How you doing?
What's up, man?
Not much. I'm Dan.
Dan, Aaron.
Yeah. You coming out just to watch it?
Quite a corner, kind of tell somebody how.
Yeah. Good, good. How you doing?
I left my camera in the truck. I went to.
Mine's I got another camera too.
No, me.
These are the two victims.
That was pretty amazing. I know why that disturbs me. Tell the audience why that disturbs you to see that at a terrorist drill.
Well, you would think if it was a dirty bomb and there was a terrorist event, they should be training how to help the wounded, how to secure evidence, and restore order.
Exactly.
And I really don't see why, when you have young guardsmen, putting I am a sovereign citizen into that whole scenario, to me, was disturbing.
And that's what we saw was the crowd control and essentially portraying Americans, sovereign citizens, as the enemy, as the terrorists, I think.
Yes, I agree. I think what they're doing is they're taking young, impressionable soldiers, and they're kind of equating in their minds subtly terrorist attacks with the sovereign citizens, the patriot movement, if you will.
Yes, and not so subtly. We have other things that have been sent to us by other people showing, for example, the 3%er logo on trucks that are going to be used, presumably in some of these training exercises. That's precisely what they're doing, Keith. They're training people, training the soldiers to see citizens who stand up for their rights as the enemy, as terrorists.
Yes, I agree.
Well, that's
what I saw.
Tell us a little bit about your site before we go. It's CourageSowers.com. What do you normally cover there?
That's actually my wife and I started that site because we've decided time to get off the sidelines and join the fight. We're focusing on faith, health, food, gardens, and liberty.
Great.
In those 3 areas.
You certainly did a great job of covering this event. Thank you so much for doing that and for sowing courage, because I think it is really courageous to go into these areas where you know you're not welcome and take videos that the public should see. The government should not be operating like this in secret. It should not be determining who gets to go to events and who doesn't. Thank you so much for showing up and filming it anyway. Thank you. Thank you, Keith Johnson. And again, we need 1,000 Paul Reveres out there, people just like Keith Johnson with CourageSowers.com. If you want to send us your tips, send them to jadehelm@infowars.com. Well, that's it for our news tonight. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. And if you're not a subscriber to Prison Planet TV, please become a subscriber, paid subscriber there. That helps to support our operation, and it gives you the news every Monday through Friday as it's happening. And it can be shared with up to 20 other people, along with all of Alex Jones's documentaries. Well, join us again tomorrow at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules, you will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
You are watching the InfoWars Nightly News, which airs 7 p.m. Central at InfoWarsNews.com. And your support is helping us defend liberty worldwide.